Whoop, whoop, whoop. We are live right here. This is, wait a minute, this is Women Herstory Month. More so history. We're telling the stories of powerful, wonderful, amazing women who are like change makers, and they're doing a wonderful thing. So we're celebrating Women's History Month with some of the amazing people that I know and I love and appreciate and all that kind of stuff. And so today, we're going to get that light. Are you right there?
Yeah.
There you go. This is Paula Moore. She is the publisher and editor of What's Happening Philly magazine. Look, she ready. She is ready. What's Happening Philly magazine. You call it magazine, but it's a magazine newspaper. Let me.
Yeah, you know why, Shelly, darling Shelly? I call it magazine because it's coming out every other month now.
Okay.
You know, and so the stories, articles, ads, they are extended. They could be like let's say from September to October. The publication is still relevant. Do you know what I mean?
Right. So it's not timeless news. It's not news, like meaning it has to come out right away. Like today, something happened. Breaking news. It's
right.
More so, okay.
Right. So like I come out in 2 weeks, and it'll be all March news and events up until till April.
Oh, so okay. So I got it.
I have ads in there for April, ads in there that are for March, even May. So it's various news ads up until those, the 2 months there.
Up until the 2 months. Got it. Right. So that's why it is What's Happening Philly magazine, because it basically covers whatever's happening. Not necessarily in time, on time, but What's Happening Philly magazine. But it's in
exactly.
Yes. So what is the difference? So I did a list of 30 interviews in 30 days, but I wanted to start this with you too. When you were growing up, and everybody says, what did you want to do when you grow up? Are you doing that what you thought you were going to do when you grow up?
You know what? I wanted to teach theater education. I wanted to do, and I loved Broadway. I wanted to be on, Broadway actress, or whatever, however it took me. So my major was communications, but it was theater communications.
What?
Yeah.
So did you get to do any of that? So when you went to college, your major was theater communications?
I went to Emerson College in Boston, and I majored in theater education and marketing. What?
Yeah. You know what? I'm so glad we get to do this. And we talk, we love on each other, but I never knew that. So are you still doing, or what can we do in the theater? Are you doing anything in theater?
Well, you know what? No, I went to Germantown Theater in my early childhood. Mm-hmm. I'm a graduate of Germantown Theater. I'm a graduate of Freedom Theater.
Really?
Yeah, I did some off Broadway.
off, but it's broad. It's Broadway to you. It's Philly broad.
That's right. So but you know what? I'm getting to live out my dream too through my grandson. He's doing theater in his last year of 8th grade at Houston, a public school here, and so I'm excited for him.
Yeah. So you get to help him out. So do you still have that desire to do it yourself? I
really do.
So what we gonna do? So what we gonna do?
Mama, okay, Carter, what we gonna say do? That motivational the queen you are. You know what? When I get the time, I would love to join a grown-up theater group, and it's several in this area, in Germantown and Chestnut Hill, that I can join. So I'm going to look into it.
Really? Or do it yourself, or do something yourself, right? No?
Wow. Yeah, that's an idea. Listen to you.
I mean, because, Sherry and both of our goal was inside of our nonprofits was some theater stuff and some acting. So you could do it. You can do some
Yeah.
stuff yourself. And the thing is, we're gonna get to why we know what you can make it all happen, because you definitely can. If
Right,
that's
right,
still what
right.
you want to do.
That's right. Yeah, that's great.
I'm excited. I'm
I'm
excited
excited.
to know.
So glad you put it out there.
I'm excited to know that I never knew, like, I thought, all right, so I want to figure out how you are. So you wanted to get into theater. So how did you get into newspapers? You have been working with newspapers for how many years now?
Oh, for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was marketing with a firm in Center City. I sold to the government products, computer products,
Hmm.
big products that the government used to function their everyday businesses. And so Metro came to town, our Metro
Yeah,
newspaper.
Metro
And,
newspaper on the
right. And so
line.
they had I'm so sorry. How's the light? Is it okay?
Um, we could use a little more lighting in different places. Oh, some days, some moments you go in, sometimes you go out.
Okay.
Like right now, it's kind of dark.
How is it now?
Right there, I don't know what happens when that happens. Right there is light.
Okay.
That must be the
So
outside light. That must be the
yeah,
you know how like the sun rays go up and go down.
right. So the Metro came, and they had, of course, that's when we all looked into the newspaper for looked in the classified, and they had a big ad for sales reps, to sell print advertising. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm gonna go over. I walked over on my lunch break, and they hired me on the spot.
What?
And I had to give my job 2 weeks notice because they started training. And I was with this job for 10 years, and I did it. I went on and I started working for the Metro.
But why? But what?
Because
What
I've
was it?
always wanted to do some kind of advertising, print advertising as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I went, and I that was my opportunity.
So you always wanted to do sales and advertising?
Yes. Well, yes.
That's a unique thing. That's very unique. Not too many. Most people are like, I can't stand sales. I don't want to do sales. But yet you had a desire to do sales.
Right.
And why advertising sales?
Well, you know what? I was selling anyway. I've been selling all my life. I was selling to the government.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, I sold timeshare. So I've always been
Oh, you was one of
selling.
them people. You was one of them people that said, "Come get your free weekend," and then somebody come in there for their free weekend, and then you
Right. I
that
worked
person.
for the Hensley Group, and I worked my way up in that company too. And in a sales job, you can always increase your salary. You don't have to wait and go to the boss and ask for a raise, or go in to meet with human resources and ask for, you can raise yourself because of your commissions. So that's why I always enjoyed a sales position, and I could sell. People have
Oh,
people had a comfort level, and once you get a person to trust you and you have integrity, then you're good to go. You know that
I do.
people
So,
love you because of who you are.
oh shucks. But what we gonna do? People don't even know that what the plan behind the scenes. I didn't even get to. We're gonna do a sales, like a media sales thing, and Mama Paula gonna be a part of it, and James from the Uptown Stand are gonna be a part of it. We're working on that right now. But I
Wow.
forgot to tell you. But so that's where that whole thing comes in, because I think
Wow.
a lot of us as creatives don't know that side or don't understand that side, and so we want to be able to teach the creatives. So we're working on that behind the
Wow.
scenes, and to be able to teach people how to do that, because that's a gift. That's a gift. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, Mama
it
Paula.
is.
That's a gift. That is a gift. So you go into Metro, and Metro, when it comes to ads in Metro, some papers you don't know whether it gets instant results, or like if you put a coupon in the Metro, you saw the result, right? So it was
Yeah.
a little easier to sell, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. At Metro, I stayed at 100%. I was one of the top sales folks in the classifieds. I was in
Okay.
classifieds. and I sold the heck out of classifieds. And then, I mean, I was doing like over 30 G's, and they come out a week. So I was killing it. Yeah. We were, yeah, it was a good time there. I said, I made so much money for all these other publications. Let me try to do the same for myself.
That's where I was getting it. So you did the Metro, you did Sun, right? The Sun.
I did from the Metro, I did the Sunday Sun. Mm-hmm. And then I worked for Sunny, the Scoop. Mm-hmm. I helped Mr. Driver a lot. And then I worked for Germantown newspapers.
The Germantown Courier.
Yes, Germantown. No, not the Courier, the Chronicle. The Chronicle. Jim Foster. He's now deceased. Him and Jerry Montesire are both deceased. And when I started my own publication, I was working for Jim Foster, Germantown Chronicle.
So you go through all these papers, you're making the money. Why did you leave one to the other? Was it just the fact that you wanted something different?
Well, I left the Metro. The Metro did a massive revamp. Mm-hmm. And so they laid us all off. The first group of hirees, they laid off. Mm-hmm. And they gave us, pay and everything that we were deserving of. And so after them, Jerry Montesire had an ad in the paper for the Sunday Sun. And I got hired on the spot with him. He hired me, and I worked for him for almost 10 years. Wow. And then after him, I worked for Sonny. A friend of mine said, "Why don't you go down and help Sonny Driver?" and I did for a bit, and then I came up to Germantown and worked for the Germantown Chronicle because it was closer. I could walk to work.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Ain't nothing wrong with walking to work.
And the good thing about it is you're able, my clients usually followed me when I would leave.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is a gift. I don't know if anybody's out there, if you ever had a publication, media outlet, to have somebody follow you is amazing.
Yeah.
So she goes from the newspapers. This is like I said, I want to keep saying what's happening, Philly Magazine. She goes from working for all the papers, and then look at that. What's happening? Yeah. You go from there, and then you decide, hey, I want to do my own. How did you know you had what it takes to do your own newspaper, or magazine?
Mr. Foster, God bless his soul, Germantown Chronicle, he left me in charge. He never came in the office. He felt so confident. And he asked me for various decision-making, big time decision-making for his company. And I said, wow, if I could do this for him, I can do this for myself. And then I asked him, I said, why don't you let me take over this paper and we'll negotiate? And he went to do it in his office when he said, you know what? Then he said, no, I don't want to lose you. And I'd rather you stay here with me. But I said, you know what? It's time for me to go. It's time for me to go on and do this for myself. I stepped out on faith. I had very little money, but I had a good friend who had money, who invested in me. She had office space, and she allowed me to come into her office space, and I started What's Happening in Philly.
How many years ago was that?
Over 6 years.
So she invested in your paper. You go, well, right then it was a newspaper, or was it a magazine then?
It was a newspaper. Okay. Because I was coming out every week then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does it take to come out every week?
It takes a lot. And when when things got a little, life changed, and my mom had to come live with me. And so I had to take care of my mother. And, that was a lot, taking her to doctor's appointments and things of that nature. And then I was helping my daughter with my grandchildren. So I made it more convenient for me. And so that's when I changed it to, every other month.
I like that. I like that. I mean, hey, we're still here. We're still rocking. So, what are some things that you want to see happen with what's happening Philly Magazine?
Well, I mean, I would love to up the circulation. I would love to, I mean, just have it do what it should do, and that's grow, expand, uh, bring quality news and ads and positive information to the Philadelphia community and surrounding area.
All right, so that's the goal to do things. So how do you plan to expand? Because as somebody who's done advertising, getting advertisement for other people, have you been able to achieve that type of success with your own
It's
publication?
been, it's been, well, it's easy, and then it's hasn't been. I started with nothing, and I didn't get a lot of money as the maybe some of the other publications that I worked for. So I started with little money, and then just made it work from the money that I made from the growth of the paper. Does that
Okay.
make sense to you? Does that
It,
sound?
it does make sense. So you're saying
Hmm.
that you made it work and it's still going. Is it still, do you still believe that it's a passion of yours? Is it still something that you're passionate about?
Oh, it
That you
is.
believe?
Because you know what? Once I start and I get involved with each issue, it's relaxing. It helps me with what I'm dealing with in life. And because it's a positive reading format. You know, you when you pick up what's happening in Philly, you're not going to pick up and see who was murdered in North Philly or West Philly. You're going to pick up inspiration, positivity. Where is the next jazz show or not a children's event you can take your children to? You're going to pick up some positive, inspirational quotes that are in the paper. You're just going to pick up a lot of positive energy when you pick up What's Happening Philly magazine, and so that really makes me feel good. We need that now, more than
We,
ever.
we most certainly do. But I believe positive energy comes from the positive lead, and your energy is always positive. You are always supportive of everybody and everything that we do. So, um, who
Thank you,
are
Shirley.
what how can people help? How can people help you get to where the next step in your
Call
career?
me. Get some. Look, I've got the best race in the city. I mean, I really do. Look, Tyler Perry advertised with me when he came twice for his play. Remember when he said he wasn't coming back. He bought his play.
Mm-hmm.
He advertised with me. I don't know if he did with any other papers. I put him on my front cover, and he did it twice. So I mean, I've had some big people. I've had Tyler Perry. I get the sheriff's sale, which I even left. I got Sonny Driver was able to get the sheriff's sale. Jerry Montesire gave me that account, and I've been able to maintain it. And so, I get to school board, but it's about making relationships and having integrity and giving them a quality looking placement in your publication.
So what about numbers and distribution? So when it comes down to from doing sales for TV, it always came down to how many numbers you have. How do you push that agenda? Like, all right, we have this amount of this. Here's the eyeballs that'll be on it. How do you get
Yeah.
down to that?
Okay, well, I'm doing roughly right now 20,000 copies, and I leave them all over the city. When I
Mhm.
tell you my distribution, they're in supermarkets, they're in businesses, they're at libraries, they're at schools, they're in hospital lobbies, they're in museums, they're wherever I can. They allow me to leave the publication, and I'm there. I'm on every delivery with them delivering my paper because I go in and I deliver bundles. So it's all over the city. I take them to events.
Mhm.
If it's a concert in the town, I'll take them, and especially if the concert has advertised with me. For instance, now I'm waiting on Cat Williams people to get back to me for the Leo Chorus. They'll be coming in April. Cat Williams at the Leo
Oh, yeah, no,
Chorus,
I
and
didn't
they
know.
always advertise me. they always use me. So we've got a lot of fun things. Mother's Day ad, Platinum Productions has been very good to me. A shout out to Bill Ingram, Platinum Productions. He is a great brother. We started together when he was coming up. You know, we came up together, and I thank him for spending his money with me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bill. Yeah, yep. I've definitely been to a few events and thank you, thank you, thank you. So we definitely
Yeah.
continue to keep that relationship going. So with the change, life has changed from from the back and even back when we were on television and then the newspaper days. How do you make the switch to the whole digital age? Do you plan to do that?
Well, I am on Facebook and I do have a website.
Okay.
The sheriff's sale is on my website. They usually use my website. And I mean, you know what? I don't care what you say. People say, oh, newspaper, print advertising will be done. It's not, because people like to see and hold the newspaper. People like to read. Everybody doesn't use Facebook and Instagram and all those things. A lot of people don't use them. So I believe that there's always going to be a hard copy of a print publication. I really do. So I sell it. I sell it. I've been able to keep it, you know, this publication going now for 6 years. Folks still want to come and put their ad in a well circulated publication.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait. And when did you say your next issue comes out?
March 17th.
March 17th is the
And
new
it'll be good up until April. So it'll be good. It comes out March 17th, and it'll be good up until April. And I also distributed at Wawa, and I said the hospital lobbies, all of the markets, in all parts of the city. We're at Fresh Grocer, ShopRite, the small markets. You know, wherever they will allow us to leave the publication.
Wow. So how do you feel about when you have your publications and people have an event coming up? Do you allow them, like, suppose I wrote about an event or something coming up? Is that something you put in the publication?
Oh yes, yeah, and especially your stuff that you do. I write, you know, your interviews. You know, so many celebrities. Of course, that adds extra value to the paper when you have all that kind of information. Yeah, anything that's positive and that can maybe help a young person break into that field, whether it's a doctor or someone like you, a great entrepreneur, media entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I love all that kind of energy in the paper.
Amazing, amazing. So March 17th, we'll be looking out for the next one. And then you said the next one will come out, you said bi-monthly. So the next one will be
in May.
Or April, May. So the next one will be May.
Yes.
So when do you think you'll be able to increase it to maybe once a month?
You know what? Right now, I like what I'm doing. I really do. I really do. I like what I'm doing. I don't worry about what any other publications are doing, because when I come out, it's going to be my publication. It's going to be special. And my publication is unique. A lot of the things that I have in my publication, you may not see in other publications. So I do it, you know, when it's convenient right now, really for me. And as long as I'm still getting advertising and getting great articles and things of that nature, I don't worry. That's what makes a good publication.
Amazing, amazing. Sherry said, hey, Mama Paula, hey, Shelly. So, hey, Sherry Johnson Roy, and
hey, Sherry. Another great promoter of gospel entertainment, fantastic. Just you two are just powerhouses, and I'm just so blessed that you came into my life by Sadina Davis.
Sadina, I don't know where
sweet. You three are my daughters that I didn't have.
That's all right. Yes, you did. You have us. We're all here. I'm excited to really see what else we can do, like to bring out your passions. You have passions for. So what are some other things that you have passion for? I know we're gonna go down the theater range? What other things do you have passion to do? You know,
Right.
what's on your bucket list?
Well, I do. I make fragrances, and so I would like for at least one of them to get. I could sell one of them, and they're all natural. I do. I make soap. A lot of people are doing that though, so it's a lot of competition in that. But it's competition in anything you do.
Everything is
You
competition.
know,
Yeah.
basically that's it. Working on this publication, and those are like hobbies. But I do love perfume, and I enjoy making fragrances, and they're all natural. And I would like to push that. I really would. My sister has a cosmetic line, and
Yeah.
she's giving me some pointers. So we'll see
So
what happens.
when you say all natural, what does that mean
Well,
when you
I'm
say all
using
natural?
all essential oils, non-essential oils, from the earth, natural plant uh, derived oils.
Oh, I
Jack.
gotta try it because
Oh,
I
I
can't.
got it. Yeah, I thought I gave you. I never gave you. Made an oil for you.
Because I'm allergic to I had to stop wearing perfume. I have to only use lotions that have no scent. So, but if something's natural, maybe it's something I can use.
Well, what were you wearing? What were
I
you
was
wearing before you had to stop?
I was wearing Paris Hilton, and then I tried Victoria's Secrets. I can't remember the name of it, but my favorite was the Paris Hilton. And
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I couldn't. Like they said, I can't wear it anymore because I mean it don't even matter. I'm stuffed up right now. Like the allergies, they say don't do this, don't do that, but the allergies just still get me. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, you could I could give you something and you could try it. And I could mostly all perfumes are made but from some natural ingredients, but
Okay.
they add the alcohol to spread it to make it,
Um.
last longer. But pure oil perfumes are better and they're healthier for someone like you,
Ooh,
you know.
oh my goodness, I'm excited. I like smell good. I miss I miss the smell of goods, you know.
Yeah.
So the goal for that is that you want to start packaging it up and sell it. Do you go to
Right. Yep.
do
I've got a company that I can get all my packaging from and my bottles. I've just got to do it. I've just got to do it. Yep.
you just gotta do it. So that's goals, and then you can start, and then you can advertise them in your own publication. What's
Exactly.
happening, Philly Magazine?
That's
What?
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited for everything that you have going on. Thank you for being a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being and supporting everything we do. Um, as soon as I get it together, I have my ebook coming out, which features Mama Paula and different media professionals. I haven't packaged up. See, I think we need to challenge ourselves. Mama
Yeah.
Paula has to get her perfume and her fragrances out, and I have to get my publications out. So we got to challenge ourselves and just do it. You know, we're doing so many other things. We don't
Yeah.
do those things, so we got to challenge ourselves. I'm gonna be accountable to her. She's gonna be accountable to me. We're just gonna be accountable to each other and
Oh,
say,
that's so great.
are we
That's
working
so
on it? Are
great.
we doing it? Are we getting it out? So
Yeah.
we're gonna just do it. But congratulations on all your success on having your own publication. That is no easy feat. Understand, everybody. Printing 20,000 anything is a lot of money.
Yeah. Yep. It sure is. And the printer went up on me.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah. But you
yeah.
survived through. But you survived through the whole
Yeah, well, they're
pandemic.
good. You work, they work with you. But no, it's not. And I'm telling you, when I'm doing this pretty much by myself, and I really like it that way. To tell you the truth,
Mm-hmm.
that's I like it that I don't have to answer to too many other people. That's the great thing of being an entrepreneur. You know.
That is a great thing. And she said that from the door. I like to do it by myself. I got this. I'm gonna do it my way. And when you've been an employee for long, you're like, nope, I'm doing this my way.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Woo, shoosh.
She said, shoot up. So don't go in there trying to take nothing over. Like she got it. She got this. And that's a good way to be, being able to enjoy, what you do and how you do it, and not have to worry. And
Yeah.
I was contemplating taking a job just last week. I don't know. I was like, I don't know if I could do it.
No, you can't do. You know what you could, Shelley, because you are such a brilliant young woman. You could do. You know you could do it, but do you want to do it?
No,
That's the question. No. You got
no.
too much going. You got this and that, and the ebook, and you're always interviewing the people. But you know what? Guess what? If you had to do it, you do it and see how it works out. That's
If I
all.
had to do it, but
Yeah,
I feel like we don't have to. It's really about getting all the projects in line and pushing them out. So
exactly. Yeah. See, and I know people want me. They'll say, "Oh, would you come?" No, it's just that I made people rich for so many years. And when you see that you can do it for yourself, not that I'm becoming so rich. It's taken a while. I'm happy. I'm at peace mentally, and I'm doing what I love. And I don't have to answer to anyone but God.
yes, I
That's it.
love it. And
That's who
that's
I
what
talk to. That's my boss. I go in the room and meditate and not have to go in and see some face I don't want to see. Paula, did you get those 60 sales today? Yes, I did. But it was stressful.
you see that personality. Right. Sales is a thing when you have a whole lot of quotas.
Oh my God. The Metro can I tell you, the production department hated to see us come because you're coming in, it's like 8 people and usually a good papers production department, a big production department like they have. And so, 10 salesmen coming in and out of your office. Is my ad in for Shelley Urban Expressions? Is her ad in? Is it in color? She wanted it at the quarter page. You got 10 salespeople in and out, and they hated us. I used to bring them food, so they would like me. I'd say, I've got those pizzas for you guys. Is my 3 ads in? And you just treat them nice. They say, Paula, come on in. Yeah, your stuff is in. We got. But
she know how to do it, right?
Yeah, but you know what? It's a rough business, and you've got to make sure that people's ads are correct, the size is right, what they asked for. And I made a big mistake my first time at the Metro. Oh, you know what it was? Remember we hosted the All-Star show? Kenny Gamble had it. Mm-hmm. Remember we had the big entertainment here in Philly? Mm-hmm. Oh God. And I messed the ad. The size. I messed the size up. They wanted they paid for a full page, and somehow it was a half a page. Oh. So Mr. Gamble was very nice. He handled all the advertisement for the music in that event. Yeah, that was my first mistake.
It was your first mistake, but that was all right, well, it happens. At least he was nice about it.
Mr. Gamble was nice. He was nice. As a matter of fact, I talked him into giving me that business walking down Chestnut Street. I was on my lunch break, and I said, "Oh, there's Kenny Gamble. He's got the entertainment for the All-Star weekend. It was here over 15 years ago.
That was in 2002, right?
Yeah, Cedric the Entertainer was here. Oh man, it was a whole bunch of folks. And I said, "Hi, I'm with the Metro." And he looked at me like, this girl is crazy. He said, "Yes." I said, "Hi, Mr. Gamble. It's nice to see you." He said, "Look, call my nephew, and here's the number. Call him. He'll handle it. And I'm going to tell him to go on and do it." And I said, "Oh, thank you." Sure enough, you know how people blow you off and they tell you things, and and you go to do it and it doesn't. Everything he said, it worked. It was right, and I did it. And they advertised with me.
And that's a blessing because you got to get
shout out to Mr. Kenny Gamble.
And that was and then the ad and the full page ad in the Metro was like 800, right? No, women.
Oh shoot, it was more than that. It was a couple of G's, but I gave him a deal. A full page in the Metro back then was almost 1,200. in color.
Okay, yeah, 1,200. Okay. You
Yeah.
know what though? It was certain people that got good deals. That's a good deal for one of the companies I work for. Got a good deal. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. 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 Oh
yes,
yeah, you always can negotiate, you know.
mm-hmm.
You got to be competitive. Yeah.
Yes. I worked
Yeah.
with the Metro in 2001 as the this one time I saw an ad and I was like, oh, we need some additional income. We was doing urban expressions and I wanted to get some additional income. So they had an advertisement for, they called them street hawkers. And I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I had to figure out what a street hawker was, but a street
Right.
hawker was basically a street promoter. And I was like, we could do that. So I go in and say, forget hiring a bunch of people, hire my company, and I got a whole team of street promoters, and I got told them on Urban Expressions being their street promotions team, and
Wow.
taking the papers all up and down Broad Street, and then we had some at the college area. But I had a whole
Wow. Who
team.
was there then? Was Jim McNeil there?
I
Who
don't
was the
remember.
managing editor?
I don't remember his name. I remember going into the meeting and they gave us T-shirts with us on it, with Urban Expressions and Metro
Wow.
on the
Oh,
shirt.
Metro has money. They're out of England, and then they're in Boston, they're in New York. They're not. And then they partnered with SEPTA. Remember when they were on all the SEPTA buses and things?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they handed them in SEPTA, but they wanted this one thing to like be able to reach out to different people. So I was like, oh, we could do this. And then they gave us T-shirts and they gave us everything. And we were out on the street and I had a few of a team. Matter of fact, Sherry's dad helped me. Other people from Urban Expressions helped. And we went out there just to, make additional money while, you know what I mean? Sometimes you need additional money while you're doing what you're doing. And we did that up until 9/11. When 9/11 hit.
Oh, 9/11, I was there. 9/11 hit, and we had to, because the newspapers were one of the first places they were saying they were going to hit. So we had to evacuate. Oh my God.
That was the day. So I came to pick up the papers to go hand them out. And I was like, oh man, 9/11. I said, forget these papers. And I ain't never go back. Never went back.
Yeah. Wow.
That probably was not good though. I should have kind of like.
Well, I mean, you did what you had to.
Listen, I heard they was about to attack. That's all I knew. I was like, forget these papers. I got to go. I'm out.
Hey, that was something,
That was crazy. So you were there then. So we
was there 9/11. Yeah, I that's the day I went and got my marriage license. I should have knew then when that it wasn't going to work because I'll never forget 9/11. I was at City Hall getting my marriage license.
You was at City Hall.
Oh Lord, I knew it was bombing. We were being blown up in New York. I should have known
then. I should have known when it was.
This marriage was.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. So yeah, I remember the Metro, but I thank them for the opportunity. Like that was a good opportunity. Like
and I'm sure they gave you a nice little bit of change too.
It was nice. It was nice. Yeah. It was nice enough that I was able to take a lump sum, split it between everybody else, and give us the money. But that's when I had
to but to sell that, you were done that to be able to sell that. That was fantastic. And then you saved them money because you came with what they needed.
I came with what they needed, with the idea, with the name behind it. I was like, we Urban Expressions. What you mean? So, it's like, this our face. And then I was like, all right. Then I started taking them to different, how like you take them to, so I started taking them into different companies. Like one of the companies was the place where they dance and stuff. It's a college, the arts college, the college of the arts.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so
on Broad Street.
Right on Broad Street. So I was like, all right, so I'll come out the building and I had my different places I would go and I made friends. So I would go into the arts college and like, listen, let me leave them here. And I would leave, give them to the students and talk to them. And I met my friend who was, at the time was a friend, but became a somebody I was in a relationship with for a minute. And then we were still friends today. Like just from that one thing, like we're still friends today from that one out there handing out the papers. Like, and some days I was just like, could you just take a little more than just take a little more this time because I'm tired.
Yeah.
Oh, you went on mute. Your phone was on mute, but yeah. Mama, you on mute.
Shelly?
Yep, you are back. You are back. All right.
Great.
See, I can talk to you forever. So, but I'm going to talk to you some more. One day we're gonna put some plans together and make sure. You know what? Because it's time for us to make that kind of money that we need. Like you saying, bringing in lots of money for different people. It is time to make that. And I feel like it's almost like you have to regroup. And the same hustle we had back then, we have to have the same hustle because it was a hustle. I ate
Yeah.
it was like a real hustle. You on the phone all the time, boom, 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 all the time, especially doing sales. It's like every
Oh,
day.
oh my God. I at least want to get at least 40 to 50 calls in. I mean, that's what, you tried to do back in the days. Now you get at least 20 quality calls that and out of that you may only get 10 sales. This pandemic hurt a lot. And
Mhm.
it's sometimes advertising can be the last thing a lot of businesses can afford. So you've got to sell them into advertising and how important it'll be. I was talking to this gentleman. He has a pavement. He does. Matter of fact, he does. Here he is, Philly ceiling. Can you see that?
No,
You
can't see
can't
it
see
at
it.
all.
Oh, it's Philly seal coating and paving. And he's been in business for 25 years, and he's got a special going on. And he called me just the other day. He said, Paula, I want to run that ad again because the weather's breaking and people will need their pavements and driveways done, especially after
Mhm.
this winter we had. So, folks like him know the importance of advertising. And a shout out to THG Transport. He's been with me since the paper started. And he stayed with me. He's one, I know I'm gonna get his ad every issue. He's a great gentleman, and he has all of your transportation needs.
All your
THG
transportation needs.
Transport. Yeah.
So, what type of results do they get? Do they get the clients? I mean,
They get
do you have like
calls.
you got success stories?
Yeah, they get sales, which
Mm-hmm.
lead, and it's up to them to close the deal.
Mm-hmm.
My what I can't make the people buy. I can only say that you're going to get some calls. You know what I mean? People are going to look and say, oh, you know what I need, and to call them. After that, it's on the client to close the deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I can do my part, and then it's on them to close the deal. I had some people that had a website ad running, and I said, "Oh, you got?" They said, "We're getting a lot of calls." I said, "But y'all closing it?" They said, "Yeah, we." I said, "Well, hey, you got to close it for yourself, you know."
But the point is that you're able to say they're getting calls because a lot of people say, "How do we know that it's working?" But you're saying it's working because they're getting calls.
Yeah, well, I ask my customers. I'll call, because that's what any good sale. You say, "All right, did you get any calls?"
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to hear if they don't get any calls, but most of the time they're getting calls because I'm
Yes.
circulating. I'm circulating the publication well.
That's what I'm talking about. That is
Right.
amazing work. Go ahead, Mama Paula. We love you. Paula Moore. Look her up on Facebook at Paula Moore. You can go to Instagram at What's Happening in Philly. I think you're on Facebook as the Facebook page as What's Happening in Philly too, right?
Yes.
And then the website is what?
What's happening, Philly Magazine?
.com.
Yes.
What's happening phillymagazine.com. March 17th, look out for the new issue. I think we might be in that one,
Yeah. Yeah. You're in the woman's history piece. Yeah. You sure
Yes,
are.
y'all. Yes, y'all. Yes, keep looking out for everything that she's doing. You're gonna see more. We're gonna do some more connecting. We're gonna do some more connecting. We get so busy with our lives and we forget to. We know we're here. We're always connected, but I think we need to connect the dots a little more. And I think that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. We got to connect the dots.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna connect the dots. All right, all right. Thank you so much, Mama Paula. I
Thank
appreciate you. I
you.
love you.
I
Thank you for
appreciate and love you.
all you do. Bye out there in Facebook world. Let me see if anybody had any questions. Let's see. Anybody had any questions? Just Sherry out there saying what's up. So all right, y'all. I will see y'all later. I'm gonna hang up the phone. I'm gonna stop this live stream. Bye, y'all. See you
Peace
next.
and blessings. Bye.
Bye. This is Women's History Month, and we're talking about her story. So bye, everybody out there in the world.